In the spiritual landscape of India, few figures shine as brightly as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, a mystic whose life continues to inspire seekers worldwide. Born in 1836 in a small village in Bengal, his early life was marked by profound spiritual experiences. His birth, celebrated as Ramakrishna Jayanti, is more than a date. It's a reminder of a life that bridged the human and the divine. This day is filled with rituals, prayers, and joyous celebrations. Sri Ramakrishna lived his teachings, showing that the pursuit of God is a passionate, heartfelt journey, not just an intellectual exercise. His simple yet profound messages touched the hearts of many. This day invites us to reconnect with his core principles, the unity of existence, harmony of all religions, and the realization that all paths lead to the same truth, and the supreme goal of God realization. His teachings emphasize that every soul is divine and the purpose of life is to realize this divinity. Ramakrishna Jayanti is marked by sincere devotion, prayer, and selfless service, the very pillars of his path. Followers engage in acts of kindness and charity, reflecting his teachings, and selfless service, the very pillars of his path. His message of love and compassion continues to resonate, encouraging people to serve humanity. His message transcends boundaries, calling all to awaken to their divine nature. It is a call to rise above differences and embrace the oneness of all beings. Today, we honor a legacy that unites love, inner peace, and the hope for harmony among all. His life and teachings remain a beacon of light, guiding us towards a more compassionate and unified world. Sri Ramakrishna's extraordinary journey began in the quiet, humble village of Kamarpukur, nestled in the heart of West Bengal. Surrounded by lush fields, winding rivers, and the simple rhythms of rural life, this village was a place where tradition and spirituality were woven into daily existence. It was here in 1836 that Gadadhar Chattopadhyay was born into a devout Brahmin family. His parents, Khudiram and Chandramani, were known for their piety and kindness, and their home was filled with stories of God's saints and miracles. From a young age, Gadadhar was immersed in the spiritual traditions of his ancestors. Even as a child, Gadadhar displayed a remarkable sensitivity to the divine. He was often found sitting quietly under trees, lost in prayer or deep meditation, his mind absorbed in thoughts of God. Sometimes, he would enter states of ecstasy, completely unaware of the world around him, much to the amazement of his family and neighbors. Conventional schooling never appealed to him. While other children memorized lessons, Gadadhar questioned the purpose of worldly knowledge, believing that true wisdom was found in the realization of God. He would often say that book learning was meaningless if it did not lead to spiritual awakening. At the age of 12, Gadadhar made a bold decision to leave school behind and devote himself entirely to the search for the divine. His journey eventually led him to the famed Dakshineswar Kali temple near Kolkata, where he would serve as a priest, a role that would shape the rest of his life. At Dakshineswar, his devotion to the divine Mother Kali became the central focus of his existence. Day and night he poured out his heart in prayer, yearning for a direct vision of the goddess. His longing was so intense that he often wept and fasted, pleading for a glimpse of the Divine Mother. Such was the depth of his spiritual practices that many around him began to worry for his sanity. Some thought he had lost touch with reality, but Gadadhar's faith remained unshakable. He was willing to risk everything, even his own well-being, for the truth he saw. Then, at the very peak of his longing and despair, Gadadhar experienced a profound and transformative vision of Kali. In that moment, the boundaries between devotee and deity dissolved, and he was filled with an overwhelming sense of divine presence. This was his spiritual awakening, the moment he became known as Sri Ramakrishna. Far from ending his quest, this vision only deepened his thirst for spiritual knowledge. Eager to understand the many paths to God, he sought out teachers from various Hindu traditions, Tantra, Vaishnavism, Advaita Vedanta, and quickly attained realization under each, demonstrating the universality of spiritual experience. But Ramakrishna's curiosity did not stop with Hinduism. He immersed himself in the practices of Islam, living as a devout Muslim for a time, and later embraced Christianity, worshipping Christ with the same sincerity and devotion. In each tradition, he found the same divine presence. Through these extraordinary experiences, Sri Ramakrishna realized that all religions, despite their differences, ultimately lead to the same truth. He saw the unity behind the diversity, and his life became a living bridge between faiths. This insight became the cornerstone of his message to the world. As many faiths, so many paths. He taught that every sincere seeker, regardless of their religion, could reach the ultimate reality. Sri Ramakrishna's life stands as a shining example of universal harmony, acceptance, and love. He welcomed all, regardless of caste, creed, or background, and inspired countless people to look beyond differences and seek the divine in all. The journey of Gadadhar Chattopadhyay, from a simple village boy to a spiritual giant, remains a beacon of hope and inspiration for seekers everywhere, reminding us that the path to the divine is open to all who yearn for truth. Ramakrishna's awakening was not just a personal transformation, it was a radiant light for humanity, illuminating the way toward unity, compassion, and spiritual realization. Ramakrishna Jayanti marks the birth of a spiritual personality who revitalized ancient truths for the modern age. The date is set by the Hindu lunar calendar, typically falling in late February or early March, connecting the celebration to India's timeless spiritual rhythms. The day begins with Mangalarati, pre-dawn worship, followed by devotional singing, chanting, and special pujas. Sacred texts like the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna are read, deepening the connection to his teachings. Selfless service is central. Many centers organize food distribution, clothing drives, and medical camps. Serving humanity is seen as worshipping God, reflecting Ramakrishna's core philosophy. The celebration blends inward contemplation with outward compassion. Ramakrishna Jayanti nourishes both the soul and society. Sri Ramakrishna's most revolutionary teaching was the harmony of religions. He believed that all religions are different paths leading to the same ultimate truth. This profound insight was not just a philosophical stance, but a lived experience for him. He practiced and realized the truths of Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity, concluding all sincere paths lead to the same reality. By immersing himself in the practices of these religions, he demonstrated that the essence of spirituality transcends the boundaries of any single faith. He likened religion to water, called by many names, but always the same essence. Just as rivers merge into the ocean, all spiritual paths converge into the same divine reality. This metaphor beautifully encapsulates his vision of universal spirituality. Ramakrishna emphasized direct experience of the divine over mere scholarship or ritual. He believed that true understanding comes from personal spiritual experience rather than intellectual study alone. He taught that anyone, through sincere longing and devotion, could realize God. This message was revolutionary as it opened the doors of spiritual realization to everyone, regardless of their background or education. His life was a testament to bhakti yoga, selfless love and devotion, but he honored all spiritual paths. He showed that devotion and love for the divine could manifest in countless ways, each as valid as the other. He saw the divine in every being, especially the suffering, and taught service as worship, serve all as God. This teaching encouraged his followers to see their service to humanity as a form of worship, elevating social service to a spiritual practice. This ideal, Shiva Janani Jiva Seva, became the foundation of the Ramakrishna Mission's humanitarian work. The mission continues to embody his teachings by providing selfless service to those in need, seeing every act of kindness as a step towards spiritual growth. His teachings transform social service into a spiritual practice. By integrating spirituality with everyday actions, he showed that every moment and every deed could be an opportunity for divine connection. Ramakrishna's message remains a beacon for interfaith harmony and compassionate action. His vision of unity and love continues to inspire people across the world to work together for a more harmonious and compassionate society. His legacy is a living guide for seekers of all backgrounds. It serves as a reminder that the divine can be found in every heart and that true spirituality transcends all barriers, bringing us closer to each other and to the divine. Sri Ramakrishna's legacy found its greatest champion in Swami Vivekananda. As a young skeptic, Narendranath Datta asked, "Have you seen God?" And Ramakrishna's unwavering yes changed his life. Under Ramakrishna's guidance, Vivekananda's doubts transformed into spiritual conviction. After Ramakrishna's passing, Vivekananda united the disciples, founding the Ramakrishna Mission in 1897. The mission's motto, "For one's own salvation and for the welfare of the world," embodied their dual aim. Vivekananda's address at the 1893 Parliament of the World's Religions introduced Ramakrishna's universal message to the West. Vedanta society soon spread worldwide, carrying the teachings of unity and service. Through Vivekananda, Ramakrishna's wisdom became a global force for spiritual awakening. Ramakrishna Jayanti is now a global celebration, rooted in Bengal but embraced worldwide. At Belur Math and centers across continents, devotees gather for pujas, singing, and discourses. In the West, Vedanta societies adapt the celebration, blending Eastern and Western traditions. The heart of the observance is community, coming together to honor the Master and share prasad, symbolizing unity and equality. Many also celebrate at home, creating simple altars and offering prayers. Whether in grand gatherings or quiet devotion, the day unites people in gratitude and inspiration. Ramakrishna's presence touches lives everywhere, guiding personal spiritual journeys. Ramakrishna Jayanti isn't an official international day, but its impact is global and profound. The celebration's influence has grown organically, fueled by the universal appeal of Ramakrishna's teachings and the worldwide network of the Ramakrishna mission. Centers from Hollywood to Sao Paulo make his message accessible to all. On this day, people of diverse backgrounds unite in a shared spiritual heritage. Ramakrishna's ideals, harmony, unity, and selfless service resonate deeply in a divided world. The mission's humanitarian work aligns with global goals, making the celebration a tribute to both spiritual and social upliftment. Ramakrishna Jayanti honors a vision that connects inner growth with compassionate action. The digital age is transforming how Ramakrishna Jayanti is celebrated, connecting devotees worldwide through live streams and social media. Online platforms share his teachings, music, and stories, reaching new generations and distant seekers. Podcasts and apps offer spiritual nourishment on demand, making his wisdom accessible in modern life. Yet, the essence remains unchanged. Prayer, meditation, and service are still at the heart of the observance. Technology is a tool, but the true celebration is the inner transformation it inspires. As interest in mindfulness and well-being grows, Ramakrishna's teachings find new relevance. The future promises a dynamic blend of tradition and innovation, ensuring his light shines ever brighter. Sri Ramakrishna's legacy is a living force, offering hope and guidance in today's world. His teachings provide a spiritual anchor amid modern chaos, showing that peace is found within. He championed unity, teaching that all faiths are paths to the same divine goal. Ramakrishna Jayanti reaffirms our commitment to kindness, compassion, and spiritual awareness. Each act of devotion on this day sends ripples of positive energy into the world. By honoring his life, we are inspired to seek truth, love God, and serve humanity. His legacy calls for personal transformation and compassionate action. As we celebrate, we are reminded that the divine light within us can never be extinguished.